feel like you should start waiting for it to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then click.
Why?
Because this one starts immediately, while this one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it decides to start recording.
Or why didn't we just wait till you got all this mess set up, and then I could have clicked recording? What are you doing?
I mean, I'm just saying, dude. We out here in the streets wanting sesame.
Hello.
Don't blame me because you don't got no cheesecake to eat on Tuesday. What? Oh, bro, how you doing, baby?
Bro, it's been a long time. It's been, what, 2 weeks now?
Is that how long it took us since our last recording?
Yes.
They don't even know because they just were like, we're dropping videos daily. They're like, oh, man, they just was recording every day. Nah, we're just smart. Anyhow, baby, we're live. Good morning! Sacrifice, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex.
And I'm Alex.
Bro, this feels so good.
Welcome to the Amicy
Welcome back.
Show.
Come back to the show. You know what to do, guys. Listen.
Yeah.
So, this was not even on our list. And as you guys know, we have a list that we're building on this channel. And if you're going to take a quick moment to go back towards this section of the screen here, those are all of the places in the entire world that the Amicy gang is popping. The United States, we're almost coming through. We only have what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We only have 8 states that we haven't touched. So wherever you guys are, come through. I technically we've been in those states. They're just very strange. You won't support the Amicy gang,
right?
We got you. We'll come through. So the only reason we're doing this song is because I was on Instagram 2 days ago probably. And because every now and then I go through my DMs to make sure like because people are always sending us random stuff all the time. So I went to the DMs, and this one girl, I definitely don't remember her name. Now I feel bad. I don't remember her name. I'll find it somewhere. But she sent me a video, and she's like, "Oh, you should definitely check this out because based on our channel, we don't really shy away from anything, because we love to be able to have discussions and kind of get different perspectives that people might have that we might not even think about.
Of course.
So we were like, okay, so let me check it out, and it's called "Proud White American" by an individual called Shane Capone. So, hey, we got a guest, baby.
Oh.
Welcome to the channel, sir. Give us a quick second. We got some coffee here, okay?
Hey, water too?
We don't have some nuts of dough, but give us a second. We got this. So we got Proud White American by Shane Capone. So, again, we don't know anything about this person. We don't listen to the songs until we sit here. So odds are, if you guys don't see this video, it's because we just chose to, because it was trash. We're like, nah. But if you do see it, that means we sat there, digested it, and we put it out there for you guys to get a chance to check out.
You said if we didn't post it, then how would they know if we didn't post it?
Because they didn't see it.
So that means we pretty much would have wasted film.
Yeah, which is what's happened sometimes. There's some videos we do, I'm like, this was so trash.
Oh, yeah.
That's a waste of me spending time to edit on. Anyhow, guys, so without further ado, guys, let's do what we're doing with best here. We've got Proud White American. Why is that so hard to say? Proud.
White American.
Proud. It's the D. Proud White
American.
American. I don't know how to say white. Cool whip. Without further ado, guys, this is what we're doing with best here. Let's go ahead and hop in this video. And let's get popping.
Let's get it.
Thank you, sir. CertifiedWhiteboard.com. If you want to go check it out, I think that's the site. I don't know. We'll find out.
So we have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, and we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel.
Okay, I want to pause real quick. So pretty much what you're seeing from this perspective is everything that I think
the media paints.
The media has painted people that are Caucasian, white, whatever you want to say, as just kind of like that's what you automatically start at.
Ooh.
Whether this can be I like this.
Ban on them. There is no white guy ban. So what do we do about that?
All white people are guilty.
All white people are racist.
The oppressor class.
White supremacists.
The settler colonizers.
All white people benefit from racism with white privilege.
White privilege.
White trash.
White fragility.
White guilt. White supremacist.
Cracker. White supremacist subculture. Redneck.
You have come into this world as a racist, sexist, homophobic, religious bigot.
I ain't never had no handout.
Only path I had was a bad route. $1 million of them dollars never panned out. No father in the house, so I had to be the man now. They asked me, am I privileged? One bit. My color never giving me 1 cent. So ain't a bit of guilt that I came with. Proud white American, so you can eat a fat dick. Mama, why they calling us white trash? They wanna get mad when we fight back. With it.
Who is this guy? Can we just pause? Who the heck is this guy?
Right?
Bro, okay. We're gonna take a side note here.
Yeah.
One thing I love about the fact that in this era that we're in is that we give people the ability. It's a good thing and a bad thing.
Why?
We give people the ability to have access to the rest of the world and own 100% of their own crafts, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you're putting something on YouTube, that means you own that beat, you own those lyrics. That's your stuff.
Yeah,
right. You don't have to go, because I'm 100% sure if you try to go bring this song to any label, they'd be like, "Nah, we're good, thank you though," because it's not. So we're gonna go back to where we were at. Just in that little segment that he just, bro, come on now, you know I'm gonna go back. Let's start from the beginning, right? Okay. All of the stuff that they said, they were like, you come into this world as the ta, and I think that, you know, again, it's like, but all you are hearing is like the media's perspective of what, because I don't really know the context, and that's another thing. I don't know the context of what the media was talking about. Mm-hmm. Was this post some sort of massacre that occurred, that they decided you go with that route, or what it was that they started labeling people as that, right? Mm-hmm. But like, what I think is, I don't think that you come into this. I think it's an interesting thing. You know, they say you come into this world as this and that. It's like you're not giving people the benefit of the doubt,
because you're already painting them a certain way.
It's the fact that, yeah, because we're painting them in a certain light of, based on the history of what's occurred with people that look like them, that are like them.
So it's pretty like, so it's pretty much like how we are, like how people already
assume we're just African Americans.
Yeah,
because they just saw us black.
Yeah, and so they're like, okay, you must be like, some people, I'm not saying everybody is like, they already think of you as a criminal from, you know, so it's like a both sides of the fence kind of thing. Yeah,
that's interesting. It's but again it's like that's what I got from that little quick segment. Mm-hmm. We're only a minute and 13 seconds into
this might be a lot of turbo running back.
Hey, yo, DJ! Do we run it back yet? No, we did not. We almost played ourselves.
Oh, we did?
We're going to go right here. Hey, yo, DJ! Run it back, Turbo!
Racist, homophobic, religious bigot.
I ain't never had no handout. Only path I had was a bad route. $1 million of them dollars never panned out. No father in the house, so I had to be the man now. They asked me, am I privileged? One bit. My color never giving me 1 cent. So ain't a bit of guilt that I came with. Proud white American, so you can eat a fat dick. Mama, why they calling us white trash? They wanna get mad when we fight back. With every vein blown from that white smack and everything wrong, man, it's hard to find the right track. But that's where America is at, pumping pills in an H like a white man's crack. Plus it's filled up with hate for the white.
Hold on.
Pumping H like a white man.
Wait. Hold on, we have to go back real quick. Oh God, I was perfectly fine where I was at, and that's where America is at, pumping pills in an age like a white man's crack. Okay.
White man's crack, plus it's filled up with hate for the white man's back. Gonna take a whole lot to escape that trap. Especially when we're coming from a long line of poor folk. Never had much and we never had no hope. Public defenders.
Okay. One thing so we had done a video a couple months ago, and this is one of my favorite things about our channel is that people generally see how genuine we do what we do, so that they don't feel uncomfortable sharing their thoughts, because we always say, when it comes to different videos that we do that were kind of like this channel is all about being able to come on this channel and having Discord, having conversation without accusation, because that's where we got to start, is to be able to have an open dialogue, and for it to be 100% pure and genuine. Like, I genuinely want to hear what you got to say, right?
Instead of it being like, you hear me and then
you don't hear me. It's just whatever I'm saying, you already have your own thing you got to say. boom, you just saying it made nothing, no sense, right?
Right.
Somebody had said something along the lines of, it's not about the Republicans, it's not about the Democrats, right? Mm-hmm. It's about the classes. It's the class, right? Because at one point in time, yes, this country was a certain way, right?
Yeah.
And as we kind of get into the newer generations, what generation are we on? Is it Generation Z?
Yeah, Gen Z.
Okay. That generation coming forth is more inclusive than the generations prior, right? And because of that, you see a lot of the different groups of people mixing with each other, right? Because the different generations in the past, everybody was like, I'm just that. My goal is to oppress. Now you have a generation that goes, we love people
for who they are, no matter what.
But it's just the fact that you love people, so they're not doing that. So one little thing that he's saying on this line, it just popped into my brain. It was, it's about the different classes. Is the era that we're moving into now, and I think that era is the era where I think we're finally gonna have some sort of true love for people around you, because it's not because like, if you're black, if you're white, if you're Asian, if we're all poor, right? If we're all in the middle class, we're all in the middle class. But the rich, their goal is to keep, because who's usually the wealthy? The people that have come from a long generation of what? Wealth. Right? Which means their ideologies, or how do we keep that amount of wealth that we have?
To ourselves.
Oh, easy. The exact same way our grandparents and our great-grandparents and our fathers did that. We need to keep that exact same ideology and separate the people that are beneath us in order to keep them arguing amongst each other. So that they don't realize how much we're creating. Yeah. Right? And like that little part, because that he said about like it just clicked into my brain, because he said something along the lines of, because there is, people, we all have privilege of some sort, right? But again, it's like, if you're white and you're poor, you're still poor. If you're black and you're poor, because it's the finances that changes your life. If you have all the freedom but no finances, what kind of freedom do you really have? You don't really have any way to alter the direction of your life at all. Yeah. God, we're only 20. This is not good. You know what? We don't care.
Run it back, Turbo.
Pussy's filled up with hate for the white man's back. Gonna take a whole lot to escape that trap. Especially when we're coming from a long line of poor folk. Never had much and we never had no hope. Public defenders if we ever have to go to court. Why we don't surrender when we're running from the po-po. So is it white privilege or a privilege of the rich folk? Mandatory sentence for a smidgen of that real coke. In my neighborhood we were all kids with little hope. Black and white both out there trying to pitch a little dope. Bothered by the cops always thinking that we're crime done. Like the barbershop always end up with a lineup. America's lower class, you can always find us at the court throwing cash every time they find us. Every time they push a race war to divide up. Every single color in this country to ignite us. Why they tax more and more till our time's up. Then they let us die poor to remind us. I ain't never had no handout. Only path I had was a bad route. $1 million of them dollars never panned out. No father in the house, so I had to be the man now. They asked me am I privileged one bit. My color never giving me 1 cent. So ain't a bit of guilt that I came with. Proud white American, so you can eat a fat dick. Just cooking meth in the back of an RV. Jill's on the pills and she used to be a Barbie. Rates on that H and it's racing like a Harley. Government's pumping more drugs to the zombies. With the same blueprint they used on the black folk. With the same amusement they got from the crack coke. When they tried to push a generation off into extermination just because their pigmentation often was a root of hatred. Now they got a newer hatred, aim it at the white folk. 24/7 with the shaming of the white folk. Need someone to blame shit, blame it on the white folk. No good scapegoat, damned old white folk. Then blah blah, talk about supremacy. To find an easy target, they gon' start it with a generally. A plan that will eventually erase up all the history and even your existence if you don't show resistance. So stand up, represent everything that bees us. Head up, arrogant European king bloods. Fed up, never quit even though it seemed tough. Look around this bitch, everybody wanna be us. Call us white trash and they rip the jeans like us. White boy waist, trying to get a lean like us. Even buying hair, trying to get a queen like us. Trying to build their own, but it never gleams like us. I ain't never had no handout. Only path I had was a bad route. $1 million of them dollars never panned out. No father in the house, so I had to be the man now. They asked me am I privileged one bit. My color never giving me 1 cent. So ain't a bit of guilt that I came with. Proud white American, so you can eat a fat dick. The N-word that they use is racist. The stereotype every white without basis. Until we go hype like fights out in Vegas. Boys on site.
You know what?
Yeah. What were you saying?
I was just thinking something, right? You know how a lot of times like black people get generalized, all the time. I you know, it's kind of like one black person does something, and they paint every black person the exact same. Unfortunately, it's the same thing with white people. Any race,
Yeah.
it's just what we don't do it. The media does it, and because the media is in everybody's pocket, your phone, your email, your Snap, your Instagram, they have access to you, right?
Yeah,
and
so-
they can tell you any information, and you, unless you truly take your time, because people don't take the time to go and research anything. They just go, oh, that's crazy.
Because it's the news. Everybody believes.
Exactly.
Well, most people believe it's true, but
Yeah,
it's like,
and I think that's like, for me, it's like the same thing. It's like, you know, it's like the new word is they're labeling you as like the generalize you as like the racist. It's that's a very valid point because of the media. One person does something, you all look guilty. So now everybody's walking around just like, because you just don't know, because the fear factor comes into play.
Yep.
Right? It's the exact same thing when I walk into a store. I take my hoodie off. I'm wearing a direct. I'm like, oh God, okay. Well, how do I have to dress so that I don't look
yeah,
a certain
like
way, right? I'm still gonna have my soccer shorts a little bit shorter. They're not like your regular shorts, right? I got my Vans on. I'm not gonna have any other kind of shoes. I'm like, I'm gonna make sure when I walk into the store, I'm a certain way. That way,
they won't look. They won't.
you know what I'm saying?
Like, look
like,
around.
who's
make
this
sure.
guy?
Yeah.
Because if I go pick up my hair and I'm just my regular little afro, I'm good.
But if you
When I
wear
put
that
the do-rag on,
it's
I'm a
over.
thug. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I understand the point he's making there.
And I mean, it's like how a lot of people portray, like, they see one kid at school that acts like kind of weird. They immediately think of him as being like that school shooter.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't be, just because the person's a different way. How about you actually like conversate with them and see what's going on?
People don't take the time. It's the
Nah.
time.
It's crazy.
Hey, run it back, Turbo.
If you think you can erase us, even if you're thinking for a second of replacement, you gon' see the demons in the wreckage of a nation. You gon' see the bleeding and the breakage of your faces. What the fuck you thought? Whites went on vacation? Nah, we just sitting back watching all the bullshit. Just thinking how far you wanna push this. Till the day we snap popping off the full clip. I ain't no preacher, bitch, I ain't in the pulpit. Just street reporting cause you know the news fake. But just keep recording cause you know them dudes ain't. On the day that we show up with the pale face and had these motherfuckers running for their safe space. Y'all want to riot? Let's riot then! Where's your little punk ass protest now? Fuckers still talking? You still fucking breathing?
Okay, so
Hold on, wait, what?
that was Shane Capone, Proud White American. So up until that last little segment that he had, right? And I think that everybody is at the point where, you know, it's the no one's listening really, right? Because okay, I have a thought, right?
Okay.
I got a chance to listen to this individual. I forgot his name, but it was pretty much about how the United States, we've lived in a different country, we grew up in a different country, so
Haiti.
we understand that whole violent
Yep.
point. So we grew up in an entire environment where, you know, chaos. You know, it's kind of like, well, you know what? Anywhere that the United States go, the place was beautiful, and then the United States came in, and now it's just ruined. But there's no one to rebuild it, right? And it's like, it was somebody from like the United States government. Like, his job was, how did they go into these different environments and destabilize governments so that they can come in? That's literally was his job, was how to do it, and they would go do it. Who do they have to target? Who do they have to bribe and stuff like that, so that that person can do something to destabilize that government? Then the United States comes in and then benefits from everything about that country, which is wild. right?
I mean, that's the only way you could really be the greatest country.
Exactly.
You have to do things that others won't to become great.
So with what he said in that last part, right? Mm-hmm. You have to go. Some people go, I believe in the Black Lives Matter movement, but I don't believe in the organization, and that's so valid. I believe in the movement, but I don't believe in the organization. That's just me.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things. Because no one has stepped up forward and go, this is what we stand for. Excuse me. As the organization, you never hear about the organization. You just see the people that are part of the movement, because the movement is the same type of movement that's been happening for years and years and years. And again, it's the exact same thing. You've got people going into those exact same movements. People are just walking around peacefully protesting because they don't want to get to the point where we have chaos. Mm-hmm. But what's the easiest way to paint a movement negative? Insert people into the movement to start, because it's a crowd. When one thing happens, the crowd reacts, and now you have chaos.
Yep.
Just like I was watching this video the other day, one of the guys that films all the time, they had a police car in the middle of where the protest was going to be, but there was nothing police related inside of the car. But they were watching the car. The cops were watching the car, so that if people vandalize the car, they can then arrest those people. And people were standing around the car going, this is a decoy, do not touch it. This is a decoy, do not touch it. Again, when they realize how big a movement's going, what's the easiest way to alter that? Insert people which cause riots. It's not a riot.
Just like that little person that started throwing stuff at the store.
Mm-hmm. It's not a riot. It's a movement. And I understand the point that he has, but at the exact same time, it's a movement of peaceful protesting. The people that, when you start to get to the rioting aspect of a whole situation like this, it is based on the people that are inserted into these movements it gives people just like the doctors that we work with. When the patient says what? Okay, that is the signal to bounce. Mm-hmm. The exact same thing with them. Because the officers cannot just blatantly attack people.
Right.
You can't, because people are recording. It looks bad. But if you have a probable cause as to why you were able to do that, then you're good. Just like when you're watching all the different things, there was people literally going before the protest started and placing mountains of bricks at random locations, so that the people, naturally you're walking, you're like, oh, brick, okay. It's the mental aspect of the situation. It's a peaceful protest. You have assholes that are plugged into the system for the purpose of causing chaos, which ends up causing a riot. Please take the time to understand the difference of the two. It's not, this whole movement never started as a riot, because if you think about this at this point, how long have people that are black and brown been in this protesting phase?
Since before Martin Luther.
Has there been a war? No, because that's not. You gotta look at the history of the people.
That's so wild.
That is not something that we do. So I don't understand why people don't understand the difference of the two. It's been the same kind of crap for the last years and years and years to go, and there's never been any sort of retaliation of some sort. All we always say is this: we just want the equal opportunities. That's just what we want. That's just equal. We don't want to say we're better than anybody else. We just say we're equal.
Well, we were like 1/5 of a person.
We're not trying to say no one else's lives matter. We're just saying, look, keep looking over here. The 13% of people that are here, if you don't notice, they're getting killed out here, bruv. The United States is like 70-something% white. 70%. There's 13% of us here. Okay, so notice the difference of the two. But other way, guys, that was Shane Capone, Proud White American.
This is about to be funny to watch all these comments.
I know.
Hey,
but you know what? You know what we do.
Yep.
You have to be able to take the conversation, because we can literally just turn off comments on this video and just let you guys watch it. But we actually want to hear you guys' mindsets on a lot of different things. It's not about Trump 2020. It's not. That's not.
Watch.
People are like Trump 2020. Okay.
It's gonna be like
that. Didn't tell us anything of what you thought about at all. Like, give us some insight. Give us some Give us like an idea of what your mind's on, so we can go, oh, that's fascinating. I didn't even think of that, because this is what we're all about. We're about Discord.
Just watch it be like 1 minute. I give it 1 minute and 35 is when they're gonna start commenting.
The usual.
Yep.
Anyhow, guys, listen. If you're not part of the AAMICY gang, go ahead and click on that subscribe button below and join us. And if you want to support the channel, I don't know what it's gonna be. It might not, because we have the computer here now, so I don't know. But we also have our Discord, where we get all of our recommendations.
Yep.
Or hit us up on Instagram. And at all times, guys, don't cheat yourself.
Love thyself.
And keep it Amicy. Peace!
I live inside my own world of make-believe.